A Brazilian company built a premium app in just 2 weeks. No dev team, no engineering sprint, just prompts. In the first 48 hours after the launch, they made $3 million. This is the Lovable story, and it might be the most important shift happening right now in the software. Hi guys, I'm Amrit Raj, and let us break this story today. Let us start with the basics. Lovable is a Swedish AI startup that lets you build a fully functional app, code, UI, database, payments, and hosting by just describing what you want in plain English. No programming degree, no developer on payroll, no months-long building cycles. You just type what you want and Lovable builds it for you. This is what Andrej Karpathy, the OpenAI's former research lead, called vibe coding. The idea that building software should feel less like an engineering project and more like having a conversation. Lovable didn't invent the idea, but they perfected the product. And the market responded in a way nobody fully expected. Let me just run you through the growth numbers because they're genuinely hard to believe. Lovable launched in 2024, and within 8 months, they achieved $100 million in annual recurring revenue, 2.3 million users, and 10 million projects hosted. 4 months after that, 200 million ARR. 100,000 new projects are being built on Lovable every single day. In December 2025, they raised $330 million at a $6.6 billion valuation, more than tripling their worth in just 5 months. In this round of funding, investors include Nvidia, Salesforce, Databricks, Atlassian, and HubSpot. Uber is using Lovable to cut design concept testing from 6 weeks to 5 days. And a healthcare organization built an app suggested by a nurse that now appears in every patient invoice. This is not a niche developer tool anymore, this is infrastructure. Now let us talk about the story that really put Lovable on the map, at least for this week. Sauce. Sauce is one of the Brazil's largest edtech companies. 6.2 million unique visitors a month, 500,000 paying users, and a seriously established business. They wanted to build a premium version of their education platform. On their legacy tech, their CEO said it would have taken a year. With Lovable, they launched in just 2 weeks, and within 48 hours, they were able to make $3 million in revenue. Think about that compression. A year worth of engineering work collapsed into just 2 weeks, and that too generating $3 million in just first 2 days. That is not just a productivity gain, that is a fundamentally different relationship between an idea and a business. And here's the kicker, guys. Lovable's CEO, Anton Osika, called it probably the most successful Lovable app so far. There will be more stories like this, probably bigger ones. Here is what I think is actually happening and why this matters beyond the headline numbers. For the last 30 years, software has been the moat. If you could build it, you had an edge. If you couldn't code, you were dependent on someone who could. That dependency shaped entire businesses, hiring decisions, funding rounds, and go-to-market timelines. Lovable is chipping away at that dependency, and so are the tools like Cursor, Bolt, and Replit. The CEO's stated mission is to become the last piece of software companies ever need to buy. An interface where anyone, a product manager, marketers, founders, or even nurses can describe what they need and get the working product. Only 1% of the world knows how to code, Osika said. The 99% who don't are infinitely a large market. Now there is a valid criticism. Vibe-coded apps can have security vulnerabilities. They can be hard to maintain long term. They are not always optimized, and these are real concerns, especially at an enterprise scale. But the direction is very clear, guys. The question isn't whether non-technical people will build software, they already are building. But the question is how good it gets and how fast. Lovable's story isn't about one tool or one funding round. It's about what happens when the barrier to build software collapses and anyone with a clear idea and a browser can ship a product. A year of engineering work, 2 weeks, and $3 million in 48 hours, that's a new timeline, and it's only getting faster. If you're a founder, marketer, or business owner sitting on an idea that you couldn't build because you couldn't code, that excuse is running out. Drop a comment, what would you build if you could build anything, and I'm genuinely interested. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories about tools that are actually changing how business gets done. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.